Hello everyone, welcome to my new channel. Now here I will be teaching you the basics of machine learning, how to plot in machine learning, how to read the data, and some more information. So let's get started. Now first, we will be seeing the platform on which we will be doing our machine learning coding. Now, the most common type of programming language that is used in machine learning is Python. So let us start. Now let us type Anaconda download here. So the first thing that we're getting is Anaconda data science platform. Clicking on that. So now here we can see this download button. Now after clicking on download, we will be provided with this Anaconda navigator. Now this navigator has various type of coding platforms and data science platforms that you can work on, but today we will be using Jupyter Notebook. After clicking on launch, I will be provided with this page. Now let us open a new Python file. After clicking on this new, I'm clicking on Python 3, and then my file has been created. Now let us give us a name. So let us give it basics of machine learning. Now, if the most common thing that we need to install while before starting is libraries. So I will be attaching a link below in the description box where you can see how to download or install libraries. The basic I can show is exclamation pip install pandas and exclamation pip install NumPy. So these are the two most common types of libraries used in machine learning. After doing that, pandas and NumPy will be installed in your Jupyter Notebook. Let's get started. Let me first import NumPy and Panda. So it will be helping us to read the data and help to handle a large set of data. So let's import pandas as PT and then import NumPy as NP. So these are two. Now, the second thing we need to do is to read the data to get to know more better how the data is, how many columns are there, how many rows are there. Let us see to how to read the data. So data frame is the first thing that we need to give to read the data. So most commonly used is df, but I will be using data is equal to pd I'm calling pandas and reading my file. So now here the type of data I'm using is iris data. This is the most commonly used machine learning data. I will also be attaching a link in the description box where you can find various types of data in Kaggle, including the iris data. I will also be attaching the iris data for you to work on easily. So how now I'm calling the iris data. Iris data. The link will also show you how to install the data in the Jupyter Notebook. So now I did, as you can see, I have read the data. Now let me click on run. I can see I am provided with nothing and it is showing me an error. So let me, sorry, I have not written call the CSV. Now, as you can see, I am not given anything. Why is it so? Because I am not calling the data. So let me just click data normally, and then as you can see, I am provided with the whole data. I can see how many types of columns are there. There are 150 rows, and then there are 5 columns in. But I need to see only the upper part of the head part of the data. And how can I get that is data dot head and then brackets, sorry, data dot head, and then I can see the only short form of the data, which is the header part of the data. Now here I need to see how many unique type of values are there in each column. So as we can see, this is a name type of values. So like I want to see how many type of unique values are there in species column. So for that I need to count it. So first what I will be doing is I will be clicking on data dot species. I am calling the data, and then in that I'm calling the species column, and then I'm gonna do the value counts. Okay. Here, as you can see, I am getting the species column have Iris setosa, Iris virginica, Iris versicolor, and the data type is N64. Now, I can see each of the name has Iris in front of it, and I don't want that Iris in front of it. How should I edit the columns of the data? How should I change the data? So for that, we will be using string method. Now, if you want to write any notes on your data, you just need to click on like shift hash and write anything. So your line will be commented out. I can also comment out this line if I don't want it, and I can just delete hash and everything will be back to normal. So now, so I am using string method to change the names or edit the data just in the easiest form that I'm telling you. Now let us do that. How should I do that? Now I'm calling data, and in that data I'm calling the species column. Okay, now here let me call data again. Species is the column that I want to change. String method, and then I'm gonna replace. What do I want to replace? I want to replace this iris dash with nothing. I don't want anything in front of it. I'm using the string method. So let's run it. Okay, it's data.head. As you can see, iris and that hash is completely removed from it. So this is how you change the the names or the unique values of each column by using the string method. Now let me see. I want to see how the data is. I want to see it more vastly. So for that, you can use the describe method. So data dot describe. You can see how the data is divided into mean, medium, and how many percentage of data are there. It is describing every type of data, values and every type I have in it. So let us get to another part. Let us do histograms. For histograms, let us start doing the histogram. Now here, I just want to comment this thing out. I think I just okay. Now let's do plotting the machine. Now to plot, first I need to import two libraries. Matplotlib is the library that we need to use when we are plotting in machine learning. So let me give it a plot, let me plot it. So I'm gonna do is import matplotlib dot pyplot as PLT. This is library, and then also percentage matplotlib inline. Okay, so these are the two libraries that I'm using, and then I will be doing starting the plot. So let me give it a data frame such as v, west is equal to plot dot axis. First we need to call the axis, and then now west, the type of plot that I want, I'm using scatter plot at the moment, so scatter and then data. Why am I clicking on data? Because while reading the data frame that I've used is data, so I will be calling this data frame to call my columns as well. So data dot sepal length, I will be comparing sepal length and petal length. So petal length, these are the two columns that I'm taking, sepal length and petal length. Okay, now let's set our plot. So west dot set x label, we will be giving what sepal axis. Let's give it anything, we can give it anything if you want. I'm giving it a sepal axis. Then y label, I can write petal axis, okay, comma, and then title as sepal versus petal. Let us see if the plot here, so this is how we plot in machine learning. Now let us see how we are plotting histograms in machine learning. Now to plot the histograms, as we know that histogram displays numerical data by grouping data into bins of equal weight. So now I will be doing the histogram of one column, and then as it will group the data into bins. So let me give bins is equal to 25, like just a number, and let me change the scatter into hist. See if I'm getting the plot. Yes, exactly, I'm getting the plot. I didn't change the, you can change the name, you can do whatever you want. So this is the plot of petal length, as you can see. Now this is how we plot in machine learning. Now let us get to the main part. Now if we need to fit, train, import the data, clean the data, the main use of why we are using the machine learning is to fit and predict the accuracy of the data, and huge amount of data that are used in the industries. So the steps that we require to fit and predict and check the accuracy is, first we need to import the data. I've already shown how to read the data and import it. So, and then cleaning the data and split the data, and we need to first build the model, and we need to also import the model while using libraries, fit and predict the data, and last but not least we are doing the accuracy check. So let us get started. Now as I've already imported pandas and numpy, let me do it again just for a clearance and just for for you guys to understand. So let me import pandas as pd, import numpy as np, and now from sklearn tree I will be importing my model, which is decision tree. So from sklearn.tree import decision tree classifier. So this is the model that I will be using. So now first I am showing you the libraries and whatever things I need to do my coding. So now I have got my model that I'm using. Now from sklearn dot model underscore selections, I am calling train test split for using the training and testing method, splitting the data. Also from sklearn dot metrics, I am, oh sorry, train test split, and then from import, I'm importing accuracy. So this is the thing that I needed. Now let's start. First, let me read the data. So I'm reading it again as data is equals to pt.read underscore csv is the type of file, calling my iris data dot csv. Now what I'm doing is I want an x and y. So basically when you want to check the accuracy, you are in machine learning, basically you are dividing and the data, training goes to the 80% and testing goes 20%. So you are splitting the data where the training part is 80% and 20% is of the testing part, because the more amount of data you give to training, the more accurate results you will be getting. So now I am giving X. So now let me say like capital X. Now from this data, I want to drop columns is equal to I want to drop species. Now if from this data, like the data that I called, so what I'm doing is I'm using the drop method. Drop method is basically a method where you can drop the columns. I will be showing you guys how it works. So let me delete X at the moment. Now as you can see, I have clicked on drop. Now let me click on data dot head. Let me call it oops, okay, let me see what I've done. So what is it showing? Cannot import accuracy score. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry, spelling mistake. Accuracy. Oh, this is what it happens. And now, as you can see, what happened? Why it didn't get deleted? It dropped it. So sorry. Yeah, so I did the drop method where I dropped the species column. So this will be my X, my training, where I have 4 of these columns. So capital X is equals to this. Now for the Y part, for the training, this is training testing part. Now I want that species. So that species will be my, the other part. I have divided them into training and testing. So this is done. Now let me take training, testing, and then call the training test split method. So now underscore train y underscore train. We are calling both the inputs at one side and both the outputs at one side. So x train, y train, and then x test. Wait. Now let's see. Let's start the training test split method. So x underscore train, comma x underscore test. We are calling both the training inputs at one side and outputs at one side. So in x train, x test, and then y train y test equals to, I'm gonna call the train test split method where I want x, this y, and then I want the test size. You will decide how much you want. So as we know that 20% test site is the recommended one. So this is the test site. Now let's call our model. Model is equal to decision tree classifier. So this is the model that I have. Now let me fit the model. So model dot fit. I am taking the inputs. So x underscore train comma x underscore train comma y underscore train, and I need to do the prediction. So let's just write predictions is equals to model dot predict. I'm gonna predict input of the training method, the output of the training method, and then finally I'm going the accuracy score. Let's check the spelling. Accuracy score, and we'll be calling output of the test and then prediction. Let us see how accurate our model is. Okay. So let me run. Oops, I guess I need, yeah, this is how. So yes, okay. So I'm getting 83%. That is not good. So let me just change my test set. Oh my God. So I'm getting 100% accuracy. So as you can see, the more part you're giving to the training size, the more accurate the result you will get. So this is how you will be importing the data and then reading the data and dividing the data into testing and training, and then building the model, and then fit and predict the model and getting the accuracy score. Please like and subscribe if you like this channel. Thank you.